Rings. Because if Aliens taught us anything, if you want to make a sequel, just take the title of the original, make it plural. Boom. So Rings is a sequel to The Ring. I don't even know if it's a sequel to The Ring 2 because I never saw The Ring 2 because I heard it was balls. But in the original Ring, there's this VHS tape and then people watch it and there's this creepy ass imagery. Then the phone rings when it ends, you pick it up and this little voice says 7 days and you have 7 days and then you're gonna die on the 7th day. Which is pretty much the premise of Rings, except the file's digital now. Pretty much the same thing now. And it focuses on this girl whose boyfriend goes to college and she stops hearing from him and instead of filing a missing persons report or something, she plays Magnum PI and goes and investigates herself. Now they have to solve the mystery of this video and why it's all happening. I know what you're thinking. You're like, but they solved that in The Ring. Why are we here? Well, it's a new mystery, so there. And I gotta say, this movie is actually not complete shit. That is the Blu-ray quote right there from me. Rings! It's not complete shit. Seriously, from the get-go, and the first dude watches the video, I mean, I'm not talking the plane scene, which is the worst marketing tactic ever. Why would you release a clip of a movie that is pretty much like, reminds you of Final Destination and is acted how people would think Rings would be acted? Horrible, don't do that. But this professor watches it, it has some really creepy-ass imagery, like the rain's going upwards instead of downwards when he's looking at his window. I thought that was rad. And from right there, I was like, maybe this movie might have something behind it. This says nothing about the jump scares. The jump scares in the movie, they're as dumb as jump scares ever are, and they never got me. Because it was so obvious. Like when a girl's looking through a keyhole, yeah, something's gonna jump in front of it. You have a countdown, 3, 2, 1, jump scare. Yeah, I know, it didn't get me. That's not me bitching about the fact that I didn't jump during the jump scares. That's me bitching about the fact that jump scares are even in it and why have them. But it's not really about the jump scares. It's not really about people watching the video and dying. The movie's actually, to its core, a mystery. They have to solve this mystery of why this all happened and where it came from, what's making the entity do it, and there are clues in the video and they have to chase the breadcrumbs and solve it. I thought that was actually pretty neat. So many times I give horror movies shit because it's like, it's just a gore fest or it's a jump scare fest. This movie actually committed to the prospect and idea of forming a mystery around the ghost, and I thought that was pretty neat. That doesn't mean the execution's always great. No, the movie's actually quite boring in many scenes. Yeah, if you're gonna have a mystery, you have to have great acting, a great antagonist, tone, atmosphere, which this movie does have tone and atmosphere in scenes, but just not always. It's a teenage movie trying to play with the grown-ups, trying to leave the little kid's table of the milk and come over to the champagne. It's not quite there yet. But the movie is a bit too long for its own good. I don't even know if the movie is a full 2 hours long. It's probably an hour and a half fest, just like any rated PG-13 horror movie is. However, it just didn't always seem that way because the movie dragged on in many scenes of uninteresting things happening in an uninteresting ass town with uninteresting ass people. And the end of the movie is stupid. I just thought it was dumb. It didn't make any sense per the world they built up and built around the whole thing, and the reason things were happening were because of X, which means the ending is just dumb. It's like they're like, ew, we'll have a post-credit scene. Now we'll just put it at the end. No one's staying through the credits of this thing. It's just put it at the end of the movie. Guys, in the end, Rings isn't complete shit, nor is it as bad as I thought it was going to be. But a phrase like that doesn't actually tell you the quality of the movie, so I will say this. Rings has neat visuals, neat concepts in it. I'm glad to its core, it's a mystery movie. They're trying to find out why things are happening the way they are. But in the end, the movie slows down to a crawl. The plot gets a little too convoluted for its own good, and still has that PG-13 horror movie angst feel to it. In a movie whose plot would have been better reserved for the adults, like a rated R movie that really wanted to take it seriously. In Rings, I enjoyed every bit as much as I hated, and in the end, I will say Rings probably would have been a better time if I were drunk. Yeah, now it's a party. Target audience can't even get drunk during this movie. That's a paradox. Yeah, it's true. That sucks. All right, guys, so Rings, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.